This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with breaking news. Cass County authorities have completed their initial investigation into the mammoth fire that destroyed a home south of Fargo. They say that due to the extent of the damage, it's difficult to determine the exact cause or the exact location where the fire originated. Crews battled the fire on Tuesday, and at the time, they were unsure who was inside when the fire started. The residents, Dr. David Lotzer and Nona Kozlowski, were able to escape the house before it became completely engulfed. Lotzer sustained non-life-threatening injuries and has since been released from the hospital. Also new for you at noon, a woman was arrested after a Cass County deputy was in the process of burglarizing a building. A deputy was patrolling an area west of Mapleton yesterday and noticed suspicious activity on a property just off of County Road 10. Authorities say the deputy spotted Tina Ann Retz in the process of committing the crime. They also say that drug paraphernalia and a concealed weapon was found in her vehicle. And the second COVID case involving the Omicron variant in the U.S. has been detected in Minnesota. The Department of Health said that this morning a man that lives in Hennepin County and recently traveled to New York City has the variant. They also said that he's vaccinated. Meanwhile, President Biden is set to visit the National Institute of Health this afternoon, where he'll deliver remarks on his administration's plan to tackle the Omicron variant. Deborah Alfarone reports from the White House.
With the Omicron variant now here, President Biden is pulling out all the stops to contain it.
We'll fight this variant with science and speed, not chaos and confusion.
Beginning next week, the Biden administration will require all international air travelers to get tested within 1 day of departure to the U.S. instead of 3. The administration will also extend mask mandates on public transportation through mid-March, launch family vaccination clinics, and require health insurers to cover 100% of the cost of at-home COVID tests.
150 million Americans have private insurance. Those insurance companies now must cover the cost of at-home testing. At the same time, we're going to have tens of millions of at-home tests available.
Part of the new White House strategy also includes a winter push to try and convince about 100 million eligible Americans to get booster shots through walk-in appointments at pharmacies nationwide.
Boosters provide the highest level of protection. If you don't have your booster shot, go get your booster shot today.
The person with the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant in the U.S., a traveler who recently returned to the country from South Africa, was vaccinated but was not yet eligible to get a booster shot. After first being identified in South Africa last week, the strain has now been detected in more than 25 countries. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
And the CDC has directed airlines to provide the names of any passengers who traveled within the last 14 days to the 8 southern African locations near where the variant was first detected. Well, happening right now, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is in Dilworth to visit a proposed local jobs and projects site. It's part of the governor's statewide tour to hear from Minnesotans and visit projects that the governor is considering including in his bonding proposal for the 2022 legislative session. Walz will be joined by Mayor Chad Elson. We'll have more on that tonight. Well, it's a little cooler today, but the sun is out, so let's go over to Lisa Green to see what the rest of our Thursday looks like. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. You know, we've enjoyed a little more sunshine in Fargo and Moorhead, but other places are under the clouds. It depends on where you are. Temperatures are mild, just not as warm as yesterday. So we've taken a little step back, but still looking good on this December 2nd. It's 38 degrees right now in Fargo. We've got those sunshiny skies here this afternoon. Bemidji also enjoying some sun, but only at 32. And you can see some places are really starting to warm. Jamestown, we got to 60 yesterday. Today we're at 42 degrees at the noon hour and 41 in Fergus Falls. So a mild afternoon setting up here. But here's a look at the latest radar and satellite map. You can see more clouds up to the north. We've got a pocket of clearing around the FM area and then some clouds to the south and west and some colors showing up on our radar map as well. This is all associated with our chances for more snow, maybe even some rain again in those warmer areas in the south starting to move in. Another weak wave bringing us the potential for what could end up being a snowy evening commute in some spots and into tonight, perhaps a little bit of accumulation. Not as much as what we were expecting coming up for the weekend. First alert alert weather days for Saturday and Sunday for a system that could bring more snow than what we'll expect for tonight. So details on both rounds coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
And it begins.
Yes, here we are,
So much.
December, and we're getting snow now.
Thanks, Lisa. Police in Moorhead are investigating reports of shots fired overnight. Police say it happened in the 1200 block of 27th Avenue South around midnight. No one is in custody, and police say there are no current threats to the public. But authorities did tell us they're sorting through the situation and are expected to release more information later. Well, the third day of jury selection started today in the trial of former police officer Kim Potter, who shot and killed Dante Wright in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. She claims she accidentally mistook her gun for a taser. Opening arguments are expected to start on December 8th. 9 total jurors have been selected so far, 5 women and 4 men. This means that 5 more people are needed. 13 total potential jurors have been dismissed. A South Dakota man is going to prison for 40 years for starving a toddler to death. 30-year-old Robert Price was helping take care of a woman's niece in Brookings. Renee Fant was the primary caregiver and is doing 75 years. Police say the little girl was living in filthy conditions and in a small area of the home and was deprived of food and water for an extended period of time. A 73-year-old North Dakota woman is dead after being hit by a pickup in western North Dakota. The Highway Patrol says the victim had stopped on Highway 22 north of Killdeer to help someone changing a flat tire yesterday. She was hit while crossing the road and died at the scene. The pickup driver told troopers he was not able to avoid hitting her. Meanwhile, this Idaho State Trooper is lucky to have just minor injuries after this narrow escape. Dashcam video shows him leaping over a cement barrier to save himself from a crushing truck. The State Patrol says he stopped yesterday to help a stranded driver. The driver slowed down while it approached, but the patrol car did not, and the person behind him didn't. The driver of the Toyota was stranded, but he is okay. Coming up at noon, debt collectors now have another way to get a hold of you. But first, Lisa Green is in next with weather to plan your Thursday.